Okay, so what I have done is dug a hole. Someday I'm gonna get electricity to the garage, so decided to dig up these pipes here to figure out where they're running. Well, we found out where they're running. So normally when you get electricity to the garage, you take your house panel, you put a big breaker in it, and you run your wire to the garage, and you have power. Well, my house has 2-inch conduit, which is not big enough to fit more cable for the garage. On top of that, it runs right past the meter. Well, see, in my situation, I would need to bury more conduit in order to run it to the garage. And I also hate where my meter is. It's right in the middle of this yard-ish thing. And so is that. That propane tank needs to go. So does the meter panel. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and take all my hard pack back over there so that I don't just lose it in the dirt. And then I'm going to dig this trench out more so that I can run insulated hot water pipes in between the house and the garage, which I'm not going to use just yet. But they're 1-inch PEX. I'll insulate the heck out of them. That'll allow me to either heat the garage with the house or heat the house with the garage, depending on where I want my major heat source, which I think is going to be in the garage. I'm also going to dig out this area here because we're going to mount the meter on the front of the garage, that little space in between the corner and that garage door. So I'm going to dig this all out so we have plenty of room. I also have conduit going underneath my driveway over to this property, which if anyone ever builds there, they'll be able to use. So I need to rerun those to the meter. So this is wicked complex, but I think we've got it figured out. We're going to put a manhole right about where you see the meter now, which will be underground, and just have a cover. And inside we're going to splice the service entry cable coming in and then go to the meter. So right now I'm going to move the hard pack back and I'm going to dig all that up. Enjoy. Oh, man. My backhoe needs hydraulic fluid like crazy. But the previous video that I did to this had this awesome like oil thumping sound and it transitioned to music and I thought it was really cool, but now I'm not using music anymore. So what I'm doing here is exactly what I said I was going to do. I'm digging. I have so many videos where I describe this process over and over. I'm not going to bore you with it again. So here I am. I'm digging a lot. I dug a lot in this couple week span. So stay tuned for all the juicy details. So I dug a hole. I actually dug a trench a couple weeks ago first. A couple of buddies of mine dug the trench. And that kind of started the, well, as long as we got this trench dug, maybe we should go the whole way and do the electrical. So I dug most of this out last night. This will allow me to put in a manhole. So this is the power coming in right here. Of course, if I put my coffee down, maybe I could show you. So this is the power coming in from the street. We need to come up into the manhole and then splice it. And then we're going to come out of a pipe. And we're going to run over. Are you serious? Check that out. Somebody actually wrote phone with an F on the pipe. That's crazy. Anyway, we're going to come up into the manhole with this one. Splice it, come back out, go over here with a pipe, come up here to the side of the building, and put the meter. Then we're going to go inside the garage. Let me show you. So, meter's going to be right there. I'm going to come around, go up above the door, above the window, and into le panel. Look at that thing. Isn't that gorgeous? And then we're going to come out of the panel with a 100 amp breaker, go down into the basement, which I have to run all the way around and show you. We're coming down this wall here. Coming out of here with conduit. Coming around here. We're going into those holes. I don't know if you can even see them. But we're going to go into those holes. Those holes come out behind that piece of plywood. So, what I'm going to do right now is dig this whole area up back to that piece of plywood so I can expose those holes. Once we come out of those holes from the panel, I'm going to come out of the holes, go into the manhole here, and we're going to splice in this one. This is the power going to the house currently. So we're going to splice into this from that one. And then the power will be done. And then I have to figure out the phone. F-O-N-E. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. Have fun. I'll have fun. You have fun watching.
So, more digging. This allowed me to get to my holes in the basement, which I'll say at this point, I wasn't allowed to use for electricity. We had to come out of the garage in a different spot and go into the ground. Because an expansion joint had to be used, the electrician was worried about the cables being sheared off with frost, which I would say is a reasonable fear, but I didn't think holes in a foundation that came out underground was really that uncommon, and was a little frustrated that I need another another hole cut into my house or my garage. But I'm over it at this point. Obviously, I'm still not bitter. So here I'm digging a trench from basically where the camera is straight to the garage for a propane line, which hopefully I never have to use because I can't stand propane, and I'll explain that in a later video. But it relates to this entire project.
Oh, I left my coffee down there. Alright, so what I have created is a beautiful mess of my driveway. So, this is what we have here. Inside, underneath this porch, the propane tanks will be in here. I'll probably encase the whole thing in lattice so I can't see them. But that little trench runs all the way back to those 4 holes in the garage. Oh, sliver. Then this trench here will go in the foundation and then up. All underground. I'll run along here. This is as deep as I could get it because of the ledge. It'll probably go underneath those. Actually, those won't even be there, so those will be gone. And then it'll go into these holes, which I'll need to chip out. This right here is my coffee, which I'm pretty excited about. So that's what it looks like from this side. Look at that, you're getting a view all the way around. So, a lot of digging, but thank goodness I have a backhoe. I wouldn't have been able to do it without it. So, there. Okay, so on to plan B. Maybe I'll build those lower garage doors now.